My delegation associates ourselves with the statements delivered by Guinea on behalf of the G77 and China, and also by Gabon on behalf of the African group. Mr. President, my delegation and I wish to register our immense appreciation to you and your able support team for the effective way you have guided this complex conference process, which you did with patience, professionalism, and with the most transparent, in the most transparent and open manner. Mr. President, posterity will remember you and your team fondly. Mr. President, we came here to assure reasonable support and solidarity for the drought-stricken people of Kenya, Africa, and other parts of the world to adapt to the reality of climate change. We came to push for decisions to ensure deep cuts in emissions in line with what science tells us, especially by those with the greatest historical responsibilities in order to keep the world on track for 1.5 degrees temperature increase. Mr. President, as I said yesterday, for Africa, 1.5 is 3+ degrees centigrade. And this is not a statistic. It is a matter of life and death for our people and for our continent, who contribute the least in terms of emissions, yet bear the brunt of the devastating effects of global warming. Mr. President, we came to negotiate a robust loss and damage support package for those like our people whose lives and livelihoods continue to be devastated. We came to push for new, additional, adequate and predictable financing for our climate action. We came to seek support humbly for the special needs and circumstances of Africa, and begged, as we have begged in COP22, COP23, COP24, COP25, for us to be given an opportunity to be heard, to make our case. And just like it happened in previous COPs, our plea was rejected. We are disappointed, to say the least. And we hope and pray that COP27 that will be in Africa, Egypt, this matter so important will be given due consideration. And we are not saying at all that Africa is special. We are saying Africa has special needs and circumstances. And that doesn't mean that no other region has special needs and circumstances. Mr. President, during the World Leaders Summit, our leaders from every region of the world delivered very strong statements, which made us believe this will be a different COP. And I'll just summarize a few, actually quote a few memorable quotes. One leader said this, quote, "Where Paris promised, Glasgow delivers." Another said, "The long wait is over." Another said, "Now is the day, now is the hour." And yet another said, "We must make COP26 a resounding success." So very reassuring, so very comforting statements made by our leaders. Sadly, this statement, very powerful statement, did not seem at all to have trickled to our technical negotiators, nor in fact to the ministerial negotiators. This statement sat at odd from what we witnessed at both the technical negotiations and at the ministerial negotiations. Mr. President, while Glasgow did not deliver what Paris promised, while the long wait is not over and may not be over for some while, and while COP26 may not have been the resounding success that it was built for, nevertheless, the Glasgow package represents a positive step in the fulfillment of the Paris promise. Mr. President, while we welcome the pledges and commitments made by the developed countries during this conference, as regards provision of adequate and predictable funding to the developing countries, trust is of utmost importance. Mr. President, as the saying goes, in quote, once bitten, twice shy. In respect of the failed delivery of the US $100 billion per year, developing countries have been beaten not once, not twice, not thrice, but more than 10 times, representing the more than 10 years that this promise has not been delivered. In this case, trust has not only been broken, it has been shattered. And a lot needs to be done, not by mere words and empty promises as we have witnessed here, but by action if this trust, so important, is to be restored. For this reason, as we leave Glasgow to go back home, we ask ourselves if, whether, when, and on what terms and conditions would the new pledges and commitments that we so much welcome will be delivered by the developed countries. How many, we ask ourselves, how many more of our people would have to die, to starve? How many of their livelihood to be destroyed before these pledges are delivered, if they will be delivered at all? Mr. President, we also ask ourselves why the same countries that have made these wonderful new pledges are the same countries that at technical, at ministerial, they are so opposed to Article 6.2, which provides or would have provided a dedicated financing scheme for adaptation. Why the same countries would be opposed to the establishment of financing facility for loss and damage. Those are really questions that we must ask and are asking ourselves whether what we're hearing today will become another game of musical chairs as the $100 billion pledge. Mr. President, but while we may not have achieved all, we believe the balance reached will move the process forward. For this reason, Mr. President, and on the spirit of compromise, Kenya endorses the Glasgow Climate Package. We hope this positive step will mature into real and concrete results as we go into the African COP27. I thank you, Mr. President.